I'm gonna give you a full tour of the coop, so let's go check it out. Here you go, babies. I'm gonna give them a little bit of fermented scratch this evening. You can see the nice little bubbles coming up from the cultures in there. Pretty cool. There's some wheat in here, some sunflower seeds, all kinds of good stuff. So we were going to originally make this thing 6 feet. It's only 5 feet tall. So I have to come down, but I didn't want it to be too high up for strong winds that we get out here. And we got a little hatch here. This can be closed like this. I have I call it a raccoon proof hatch here. This goes on like that. And so you have to pull back and then out. And then when you want to put it up, I got a little eye bolt here, or whatever you call those. And it just hooks there. All right, let's go on in and check it out. This is gonna be their first night living in here, so we'll do a little video later of us bringing them in once they start to wind down and start roosting in their old coop. We'll grab them and bring them in here because they're not going to naturally come in here because this is a brand new structure. So we have to show them this is their new home. We've got these bars running through, and as you can see, they're dual purpose. So out here we can use them as kind of like a wheelbarrow to move our coop around. But then inside, they're the first roosting bar to jump onto if they want to get up here. Here's some more roosting space across here. Got our nesting boxes. I'm thinking about putting like little baskets in here just so there's like 2 separate nesting areas. And in here, you can't really see it, but this actually goes back inside here. And so there's actually enough space for 2 nests in there as well. So technically 4 chickens, 4 hens can lay eggs in here at a time. And on this side, you see we have the roosting bar up top, just like we have it over here. Got a nice window here for airflow straight through the coop. I also built a window, like a shutter that is that's going to be on the outside that'll close and open for storms, so we can kind of cut off more of that airflow. Or like, for example, if it's raining really heavy and I've got a broody hen in here with chicks, we don't want that water getting in here, so it'll close and waterproof this whole area. As you go out here, I was going to show you, built this to where I can actually put a D-ring on here. This is really helpful for predators. You just put it in like this, stick this bad guy on there, or bad boy on there like that. So this is the south-facing wall to the coop. We left this whole entire side open. Chickens are extremely hardy, and we underestimate them all the time. I promise you, these birds are going to be super happy. Actually, a lot of survival chickens or land-raised birds, a lot of the people who are caregivers to these birds, they let them out in the pasture, and they'll get up in trees during the winter, and the cold doesn't even bother them. So this is actually going to give them quite a bit of windbreak. Here's our chicken tractor wheel, and the way it works is basically all you do is you push here, and then it drops in like that. So that brings it up off the ground so we can move. Over here on this side, this is our northern wall. It's completely boarded up. That's really important when you build a coop because you don't want those chilly winds getting into the coop on this side. All right, I'm gonna put these babies up. Got one here too. There's some already in here. Hey, babies. Here, I'll get you up there with them. Oh, hang on tight. You got you one too, huh? Oh. Good night. Good morning. We are on the first morning opening up the coop. So we're gonna go ahead and let them out. They seem to be pretty anxious to get out of here. Come on, babies. Good morning. Good morning. All right, I guess we'll open this up just because they're not used to that hatch. Come on, babies. Come on. Give them some fermented feed this morning. I used to wait a little bit longer to do this, but it's a party. It's a celebration. We got a new Mobile chicken coop. We gotta hook them up. Look at this beautiful girl here. This is a chick that we got from my buddy Ace from his farm. She has Keslow game fowl in her, and then some other type of heritage breed. Just beautiful little girl. She's like, all right, let me go to eat, man. Look like they're really enjoying the coop so far, and so we're super excited about how things are going at this point. I wanted to share with y'all, if you're wondering why we like to char the wood, it helps the wood become pest resistant. Different insects don't like charred wood. Mites don't really care for it. It also helps seal and preserve the wood and give it a longer life. And then, like right here, this part hasn't been burned yet in the front. We're still debating on that just because we like the color contrast. I might do like a natural stain that's no chemicals or anything like that on the front and then on the sides. So it might just give it a cool contrast. But also on the bottom side of the coop, we did do a hard char on it. So I did like a 1/4 inch char, or at least close to that. I like to give it a really good char on the underside because that's the bottom is what's going to be in contact with the earth. So I started doing that on a lot of the coops that I have now. And it just seems like it helps the wood last longer because the charred wood also is moisture wicking, so it kind of like propels the moisture. All right, let's give the test. Look at that. It's very nice. All right, so when you don't have the money to buy you some latches, you can just take some little pieces of wood like this. This is just more cedar. And we're gonna drill us a pilot hole. All right, we're gonna go ahead and install our little quote unquote latches. You'll see though, these are gonna work great. All right, so here's how it works. So like, let's say a storm's rolling in. I know there's gonna be a bunch of rain, wind, and I don't want it to get into the coop. All I do is close this, bring these down like this, and there you go. Now it can't open. Boom! We have this little latch. Put a little the eye hook here, or the eye bolt, and we're just gonna like that. Now if it's windy, it won't pull that and throw it all over the place. What do you think, man? What do you think? It's pretty cool, huh? All right, guys, you can let me out now.
I think it's your turn to be cooped up tonight. Sorry.
You know what? This is kind of nice. I've always wanted like a little tiny home like this. I guess I'll just sleep here tonight. Ooh. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video. God bless y'all in Jesus' name, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. I had to get a quick video of these 3 chicks right here. These are my favorite chicks right now. They come from my friend Ace's farm, and the father of these chicks is a Keslow game fowl. So super excited to see how these birds develop and grow. They already look really cool. They're kind of leggy, and they seem to have really good foraging skills and just really quick on their feet. So it'll be cool to see how they develop and how they turn out. Jesus paid it